Be honest. You've got 47 tabs open. You're hopping between 3 note-taking apps. And your 5-year plan is on its 5th revision but still hasn't started. But here's the slap in the face. Your intelligence might be the very thing holding you back. Sounds ridiculous, right? But the smarter you are, the more you analyze. The more you analyze, the more you're afraid of being wrong. And the more afraid you are, the more stuck you become. It's a cruel paradox most smart people never notice until it's too late. Back in school, everyone said you were so smart, destined for great things. Tests felt like games. Teachers praised you. Friends admired you. You grew up believing one thing for sure. You were born to succeed. But now you look around and see. People who used to struggle, who used to ask you for help every class, are now ahead of you. They're starting businesses, making money, finishing projects, while you're still preparing. And a small, painful thought whispers inside you. I should have been further than this. The truth is, your IQ isn't the problem. How you use your IQ is the problem. When you're smart, your brain develops a dangerous reflex. Thinking too deeply, right pointing arrow, analyzing too much, right pointing arrow, imagining too many risks. The more you know, the more you fear being wrong. The more fear you feel, the less you act. And so you lock yourself inside a prison of analysis, where every idea is interrogated, every plan is over-inspected, and action never happens. You're not lacking intelligence. You're being trapped by your intelligence. Average people do something simple. Start right pointing arrow, mess up right pointing arrow, fix it right pointing arrow, improve. Smart people? They turn simple things into ritualistic, overcomplicated processes. More research, more reviews, better tools, another course, a few more opinions. And then, nothing happens. You say you want to start a blog? 6 months pass. You've researched enough to launch a whole content company. But you haven't written a single opening sentence. You think you're preparing, but actually, overthinking is just a logical form of avoidance. It makes you feel productive, but in reality, you're standing still. You don't need more information. You need your first action. Perfectionism looks classy, but really it's just fear of judgment dressed up as high standards. Notice something? All your projects get stuck at 90%. The video is almost done. The website is almost done. The product is almost done. But because it's not perfect, it never gets released. You're not afraid it's bad. You're afraid people will see you're not perfect. Painful but true. Perfectionism doesn't protect you, it keeps you broke. While you're adjusting every pixel, others post the rough draft, improve as they go, and make money. Winners follow a simple formula. Done, perfect. One unfinished draft published beats every perfect draft sitting in your folder forever. Here's the truth no one wants to say. IQ accounts for only about 20% of your success. The other 80% comes from things you were barely taught. EQ. Communication skills. Emotional awareness. Persistence. Relationships. Your attitude when things get hard. School rewards you for getting answers right. Life rewards you for knowing how to work with people. You may solve complex problems. But if you can't talk to others, ask for help, or build goodwill, you'll lose to someone less intelligent but more cooperative. High IQ people often know more. But high EQ people often get more opportunities. And in real life, opportunities outweigh knowledge. The smarter you are, the more you know. And knowing more sounds good, but it kills your ability to act. Because when your brain contains too much information, it also contains too many possible failure scenarios. You want to start a business? You know 10 business models, 20 marketing strategies, 30 common mistakes. And the result? You start none of them. Others don't know much right pointing arrow, so they just do it. You know too much right pointing arrow, so you freeze. This is information paralysis. Your brain is so overloaded with what could go wrong that it won't let you take the first step. Information only matters if you use it. If you just admire it, it becomes a chain. There's a formula most smart people hate to hear. Performance equals talent times effort squared. Talent is a multiplier. Effort is squared. It's twice, 3 times, 10 times more important. The issue isn't that you lack intelligence. It's that you never developed the effort muscle. Because growing up, things came too easily to you. And the result? A normal but persistent person will beat a smart but inactive person every single time. You've got the engine of a Ferrari, but you're driving it like a bicycle. Talent gives you potential. Effort gives you results. Here's the paradox. Smart people are often terrified of looking dumb. That's why they avoid anything new. For years, the label, the smart one, became their identity. So the moment they face something hard, a new skill, something they're not instantly good at, the brain panics. If I try and fail, doesn't that mean I'm not smart? And so they choose the safest option. Do nothing. They keep the label, but sacrifice real progress. You want real growth? You have to become a beginner again. You have to be willing to fail, to ask, to do it wrong. That's what truly smart people do. They choose growth over ego. Smart people often hate small talk, hate networking, hate shallow conversations. But that discomfort is exactly what makes them miss the most important doors. While you're analyzing life, people less smart than you are doing something your brain dismisses. Building relationships. You build mental barriers. They build networks. You sit alone thinking, how do I succeed? They just talk to someone, and opportunities appear. Here's the harsh truth. Success isn't an IQ test, it's a team sport. You can be 10 times more talented. But if nobody wants to work with you, you turn yourself into an invisible genius. Social intelligence doesn't make you smarter, but it makes you chosen. Smart people have one common curse: they're addicted to complexity. You think success requires optimized systems, 5-layer frameworks, 10-step methods. But that's just fancy procrastination. The truth is brutally simple. You don't need to be smarter, you need to be simpler. Stop researching. Stop making new plans. Stop optimizing before you start. The real solution. Pick one small step, and do it now. For example, want to write? Don't study copywriting. Don't watch 3 more videos. Just write 1 sentence a day. 1 sentence right pointing arrow becomes a paragraph, right pointing arrow becomes a habit, right pointing arrow becomes a skill. Momentum doesn't come from knowledge. It comes from 2 words. Start now. Simple beats complex, every single time. Want to escape overthinking? Simple. Start before you're ready. If you wait until you know enough, feel confident enough, or are perfect enough, you'll never begin. Choose one thing. Not 5, not 3. One thing you want to change the most. Do it every day, badly, sloppily, awkwardly, whatever. Quality matters far less than consistency. Write 1 sentence, 1 line, 1 bullet. When your brain sees, oh, I'm progressing, dopamine rises, and motivation appears without force. In 30 days, you won't be a genius. But you'll be someone who's moving, not someone who's thinking. Momentum, motivation. Done, perfect. Start, ready. And finally, remember this. IQ gives you potential. Action gives you results. You're not losing because you're not smart. You're losing because you're not moving. If this video woke you up even a little, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'm ready to move. Because the moment you take action, you stop being the smart person who's stuck and become the person who's moving forward.